So I would like to introduce our next presentation on confidence boosting, which you're excited about. Confidence boosting, you are braver than you believe. And we are going to have Dr. Nicole Steele. So let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Nicole Steele, because she's a woman of the hour. She is a mentor, motivator, multifaceted businesswoman, and modern day treasure hunter. Dubbed the Confidence Coach, she is founder and executive director of Diamond in the Rough. Diamond in the Rough Youth Development Program Incorporated, based in Atlanta, Georgia, and founding partner of Gem Makers LLC, a coaching and consulting company. She has committed her life to empowering ladies, leaders, and little girls around the world and helping them uncover the beauty, boldness, and brilliance within. So now I'm going to pass the reins to Dr. Steele. We are excited to have your presentation. I think you're still on mute.
I'm just so excited.
Oh, wonderful.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I am delighted to be here. Thank you for that kind introduction, Dr. Gregory, and welcome, ladies. I am thrilled to be here this afternoon, and we are going to jump right in. I'm going to take a moment and just quickly share my screen. And Dr. Gregory, just so I'm clear, we've got 50 minutes together. Is that correct?
Yes, you do.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I can talk. I'll say that. I can talk. So help keep me on track, okay? All right, ladies. Well, I hope your summit has been off to a great start. I know you all have been, just taking all of the wisdom of all of the panelists and guest speakers and everybody that is pouring into your lives today. But I want to let you know that our time together this afternoon is going to need to be interactive, okay? So I want to make sure that, be it the chat, be it reactions through Zoom, the clapping of hands, all of that stuff, I want to hear you, and I want to make sure that we are engaged one with another. So I'd like to actually start my presentations with beginning with the end in mind. And what I mean by that is I'm gonna spend a power 50 minutes with you, but I invite you to join me even after this summit and visit my website. I've got it here. And I also have a QR code because I never come to an event without bearing gifts. So I have some free gifts on my website. If you can scan the QR code, I'm going to also show it at the end, or you can simply go to therealnicolesteele.com and capture your goodies. All right. All right. So, Dr. Gregory did a wonderful job introducing me. I wanted to kind of share a little bit more about my journey over the past 30 years. I've been really blessed. I have the best job in the world. I get to travel the world and impact the lives of ladies, leaders, and little girls. And as she said, I do that through an award-winning youth program based in Atlanta, Georgia, as well as through a coaching and consulting business that focuses on empowering ladies and leaders, both in the workplace, professionally, as well as in their personal lives. I've been able to do this again over 30 years. I left corporate many, many, many years ago and truly have committed my life. And there is nothing like it. And so between me and the team, the incredible team that I get to work with day by day, I have come to understand one thing, and it's this, that much like diamonds, every single one of us has value, has potential, are unique in design. We are just ready to be transformed into the brilliant beings that we were created to be. We're strong, we're resilient. When you think of a diamond, and diamonds, they say, are a girl's best friend, and they are definitely one of my friends. But when you think about the qualities of a diamond, that is what you and I both possess. Strength, resilience, beauty, brilliance. I mean, you can just go on down the line. Uniqueness. Diamonds come in every shape and color imaginable, just like us. But even though that's a fact, the reality is most people don't embrace that. They don't believe it for themselves. Yeah, they might like diamonds, but they don't see those beautiful, unique qualities in themselves. And so when we think about our topic today, which is confidence, we are going to unpack that. One thing I want to share before we dive deep, one of the questions as a confidence coach that I get probably more than ever is, why do you do this work? Why have you committed your life to empowering ladies, leaders, and little girls? And when I'm asked that question, be it on television, on the radio, or even in one-on-one sessions, I'm always taken back to one little girl who transformed my life. So I want to tell you about her because she is the reason for my why. She grew up in Michigan, up north, and her name was Nikki. She and I were inseparable. We grew up together. Everywhere she went, I went. We shared our secrets. We shared our dreams for the future. All of those things, I'm telling you, from babies all the way up, we were inseparable. And so as time progressed, from the outside, Nikki's life looked pretty normal. I mean, in the community that she was in, it was a suburban community. She was being raised by her single mother after her parents got divorced while she was in elementary school. She was popular, whatever that means. She went through life, and on the outside, everything looked normal. But because I was so close to Nikki, I knew the truth. I knew that she was actually going through life with a mask. And while it looked like she was confident, while it looked like she was popular, while it looked like she had her things together, in reality, I knew Nikki's secrets. In reality, she was suffering from insecurity, self-doubt. She went through life putting more value in what other people thought about her than in what she thought about herself. And because of those insecurities and low self-confidence and low self-esteem, it led to her making poor choices, connecting with the wrong people, led to self-destructive behaviors, and ultimately to a spiral, that was not created for her. So you might say, well, whatever happened to Nikki? How do you know all of this stuff about Nikki? And the reason I know about Nikki, I know who she is, because you see, she was me. This is a picture of me. I like to consider this my broken days, because while I'm smiling on the outside, the reality is I was so broken on the inside. I looked at the world through a cracked lens. And again, when I looked in the mirror, I didn't see the brilliance. I didn't see the beauty. I didn't see the potential that I'm here to talk to you about. But if you can relate to the story of little Nikki, because that was my name when I was growing up. And if you say, man, while she was talking about little Nikki, I can so relate. Maybe you relate and you can understand what it's like to try and fit in, when in reality, you were designed to stand out. Maybe you know about people pleasing, which I was the president of the people pleasing club, okay? Maybe you know about that. Maybe you have gone through the hallways, or now we're in COVID, or post-COVID, but maybe you're going through virtual classrooms all last year, with a mask on, never really able to walk in your true, authentic self. So if that is you, I come today to give you a word of encouragement and to let you know that life goes on. This is a progression of what I consider my brokenness to a place of brilliance. And now I get the opportunity to help girls understand, and hopefully not waste the valuable time that I wasted trying to figure it out on my own. So I want to talk about confidence. Confidence. Dr. Gregory mentioned that they dubbed me kind of the confidence coach. And I find that so funny because confidence, as I just shared, was one of the things that I struggled for years and years about. But there came a time when I really began to embrace not only who I am, but whose I am. I began to embrace all of the unique qualities and attributes that make me uniquely me, including the quirky things that I used to hate growing up. I think about my height. You can't see how tall I am, but I'm a tall girl. Well, when I was young, I was a skinny, tall girl. Awkward. You saw the braces. I mean, so all kind of awkwardness going on there. But for so long, I was not comfortable in the skin that I was in. I mean, just imagine towering over all the boys in your class. Can you imagine that? That was what my middle school life was like, towering over them and always trying to kind of bring myself down. Even physically, I would kind of shrug down. I would try and kind of make myself smaller instead of embracing all of this uniqueness. Now, you may be able to agree, and I want to hear from you. Let me actually open up this chat so I can see if you all are with me, if I have any people in the amen corner. But I want you to use the chat. Some of you have already started. I want you to answer this or finish this sentence. Confidence is, and I see a few things that you all have put in here. I see confidence is what makes you beautiful and strong. That's right. That's right. Confidence is loving you for who you are. It's feeling good about yourself. All of these things are wonderful. And the wonderful thing most about confidence is confidence has to be defined by you. What I consider to be confident, the people who I might kind of consider role models, if I had to pick a person who exudes confidence, would be likely very different from the person that you choose. My definition of confidence and what makes me feel confident and all of that is going to be different. So the reason I like to start our discussion with this question alone is before we can get confidence or maintain our confidence, first of all, we have to define it. So if you didn't get a chance to weigh in, I just want you to take a moment and ask yourself, what is confidence to me? Okay, that's the first thing. That's a little reflection question there. So on the second part of that question is I want you to take a moment and imagine for a moment what you would do if you had an unlimited amount of confidence. How would your life change? I want you to think about that for about 30 seconds. And then I want you to put in the chat, what kinds of things would you do? What risks would you take? What things would you try differently? How would you show up in this world if you had an unlimited amount of confidence? I want to hear. All right. Let's see. I'm giving you all just a few seconds. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. Anybody want to share? Let's see here. All right. Thank you for this. She said, I would say what I want without holding back or thinking twice. You would own your voice. I understand that. Now, hopefully it's saying what you want with respect, obviously, but it would be making your voice heard. Okay, who else? What would you do with an unlimited amount of confidence? And I know we have some of the leaders of the program on here. I want to hear from everyone, not just the girls. I want to hear from everybody. I would be bold in what I believe and let it be known. All right, I love that. Being bold and brilliant. Yes. Speaking out respectfully. I love it. Yes. Some of you may not be able, in all honesty, to really answer that question because it seems like something that's so far-fetched. Some people have really gone through life just thinking that I'll never be able to do it. And so if you have things that you have placed limits, if there are limits that you have placed on yourself because maybe your confidence is not at the level that you desire it to be, today I'm going to challenge you to push past those boundaries. I see a couple of more come in here. Okay, standing up for myself more often. Thank you for that, Miss Angelise. I would be less afraid to say I need help and I would do more confidently. I love that. I love that. I can't see the name. It is, I don't know what her name is, but the one who said that about asking for help. We can talk offline on that because for so long I found it so difficult. In fact, statistically, there have been statistics that have shared that women in particular find it very difficult to ask for the help that we need. So for all of our young people, all of our high schoolers that are in this virtual space today, find your voice and find it early. Asking for help is a sign of strength and not a sign of weakness. So we can do a whole session on that alone. Thank you for that. Okay, I would stick to trying to be friends with others who are just as shy. All right, well, thank you so much. And again, if you haven't gotten a chance to kind of chime in on the conversation, just put a pin there and I want you to think about it and answer that question for yourself, because I believe that we can walk in spaces that we can push outside of our comfort zone and really get into a space of walking in true, authentic confidence. All right, so let's talk about the cost of a lack of confidence. And I really need for you all to chime in on here because confidence, or a lack of confidence, I should say, is going to cost you something. And you can take yourself out of it. Maybe, I don't want to get too personal. I don't want anybody getting their back up against the wall like she is all in my business. I don't want to be that person. But just think about girls that maybe in your friend group, maybe on social media, maybe at your school, where girls gather. I want you to think about the cost of a lack of confidence. What does that look like in real life? Okay, low self-esteem and anxieties. Yep, it shows up like that. What other kinds of things can a lack of confidence cost us? Cost a person, woman, girl, boy, anybody, anybody that is lacking confidence. What would be the cost of a lack of confidence? Anybody else got anything to add to it before I give you some things to add to it? Okay, missed opportunities. Thank you for that, Miss Wade. That is it. That is one of the big ones. Missed opportunities. Yes. Let's see. Oh, now they're coming in. Oh, I love it. I love it. Let me see. Let me get up here so I can see all of these. All right. So I saw, let's see, missed opportunities by not volunteering due to a lack of shine. I see fear. They might not be able to achieve certain things. That's right. Fear, depression, won't be heard, losing out on opportunities and relationships, not being taken seriously. Yeah, all of those things can be a high cost to a lack of confidence. So I want us to really lean in the rest of our time together, because no matter where you are, in fact, I want you all to take a moment right now and just, if you feel comfortable, you can put it in the chat. But if you're not comfortable, you can just think about it for yourself. But I want you to today, just where you are right now, to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5. If I were to ask you to rate your confidence, which emoji face, where are you between 1 and 5? If you thought about 1, like, man, Dr. Nicole, I'm really struggling in this area. My. I'm so glad that we're talking about this today. If that's your story, maybe you're on the 1 or 2 side, but there may be others that are over there on the other side that are like, I am feeling #good about myself. I am on top of the world, I'd love to hear. Okay, so we've got a combination of responses, and I really appreciate the honesty and transparency. When I have these discussions with girls and women, it's important to have a safe space where you can be honest and you can be true, and you don't have to put on that mask, honey, because that mask is heavy and it's not cute. So I see on here a combination. And one thing I want to let you know, let's see. Oh, thank you so much for this, Angelise. I love this. Girl, you must have seen my notes. I tell you. You said, you weighed in, but then you said, but even the tiniest of things can make it go down to a 1. And that is so true. I'll just take a moment to speak my truth. I can wake up in the morning and my confidence level is on 5 plus. And I am thinking, and I'm like, oh, yes, I'm going to do this and that. And I'm feeling really, really good, right? I kid you not, by the time I put my feet on the ground to get out of the bed, that 5 can slowly be going down. So there are things, especially throughout life with all kinds of uncertainties around us, there are things that can affect our confidence. But one other thing I want to mention to you all, when it comes to confidence, confidence is complicated. So you can be confident. I bet I have some people on here who, if I asked if you were confident with your academics, oh my goodness, there'd be 5s all day. Yes, you know, when it comes to school or if it comes to your studies, some of you have been honor roll students, are very, very confident in the classroom, which is wonderful. But then if I ask some of those same people to rate your level of confidence in your social spaces or in your relationships with your family and your friends, you know what I mean? You might have that 5 go down. So I want to just let people know that, first of all, your confidence can fluctuate from day to day. So if you're like me, where one day is up here, another day is down here, I want to let you know that it's a constant job, even for the confidence coach, the one who teaches people and coaches people on confidence. Even I still have to exercise my confidence muscle and work towards it on a regular basis. And guess what? I anticipate that I'll be doing that for the rest of my life because it's just how we are. But even with that, I also want you to remember that you can be confident in one area, but need to improve your confidence in another area, okay? So don't feel like you've always got to be on 5. 5 is the goal. The goal is to continue to be pushing those boundaries and getting outside of your box and finding your voice and doing all of the things that you need so that you won't miss those opportunities. All those things that we talked about. You'll have the right types of associations and relationships. You won't make those self-destructive decisions and have those behaviors that I struggled with for so many years, all right? So let's jump right into how do we do that, okay? That's the question. How do we boost our confidence? And so today, for the rest of our time together, I want to share 5 essential keys to confidence. And there's more than 5, but we just got time for 5. So we're going to dive into the 5 that I have for you today that hopefully you can begin implementing today. Like after this summit, like immediately, you can start applying these things to your life. So the first one, I love this one. It's to stand up and stand out. So I told you all when I was telling you about little Nikki, the little me from back in the day, I talked about how I was always trying to fit in, but I never fit. You know, I would try and just kind of ease through life, average. And part of that is because I didn't want to make other people uncomfortable with my shine. You know, I don't know if anybody can relate to that, where it's not so much that I didn't see the brilliance within. I was concerned about not making other people feel not so shiny and sparkly. I think that there is a fine balance. I do believe that there is a difference between confidence and cockiness, because I think we all know some cocky people. That's not what we're talking about with confidence, but really being able to walk and to stand up and to stand out. And part of standing up means standing up even when you have to stand alone. I want to say that again, standing up even when you have to stand alone. So this past year, I'll just take that as an example. There was a lot going on in 2020. I think we can all agree, from social unrest to political polarization to a whole global. How about that? In life. Oh, I hope can you all hear me? My internet.
You're back now. You
Okay.
froze for a little while.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay. So when it comes to standing up, even when we have to stand alone, it takes confidence to do that. It takes courage to do that. And so I want to let you all know that sometimes you may be the minority in terms of your voice, in terms of your opinion, in terms of your thoughts, in terms of doing right. You may be the minority in the group, but stand nonetheless. Okay, stand up. Don't be like I was and shrink down. Don't try and make yourself small, or what I like to also refer to as dimming down. You were brilliant by design. So turn that light all the way up and shine on purpose. Okay, so let me tell you what this will also look like, as you all are going back to school in a couple of months. In the classroom, stand up and stand out. There are statistics that show that for confidence and self-esteem, there's something that happens with girls in particular right about middle school. Some of it may be hormonal, but a lot of it is environmental. And there's something that goes on in the psyche and in the social space that cause some girls to begin to second guess themselves, that begin to have girls looking around, and when they were very confident or self-assured in certain areas, now they're paying attention to, what is anybody looking at me? And all of those insecurities begin to take root for many in middle school. And then by high school, that's a whole nother thing. So I want to challenge you in the classroom, stand up and stand out. So what that looks like is, if you know that math problem, the question, the answer to that math problem, don't be the one that says, oh, I don't know if I got it right, and everybody might be looking at me, and I don't know, I don't want to be embarrassed. Put that hand up, even if you get it wrong. And everybody in the class doesn't know the answer either, but I want to just encourage you, in small places and large places, look for opportunities to stand up and stand out. Speak up against things that you see. If you're on social media, if you see bullying, if you see, people behaving in manners that are not okay, if nobody is saying something, use your voice. You are a leader and you were designed to shine. So stand up and stand out, okay? The second key, that's the first key. The second key is to hang out with the right people, okay? I like to say it like this. If you want to improve your confidence, take a look at the crew that you're with, okay? And I encourage people to do a regular assessment of those around you. So when I think about myself, little Nikki, growing up in Michigan, I had a circle of friends. But as time progressed, the reality is many of my friendships began to splinter off. And based on decisions, based on goals, based on a lot of different things, some of the friends that were near and dear when I was young in middle school and in high school, I don't have relationships with them. There are people, you all may have heard this, and I think this quote it says it all. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And it's up to you to determine who's who and where they fit. So take a regular assessment, pick your friends wisely. We teach the little girls in our program, if they don't make good choices, they don't make good friends. So you put that in your pocket and you can take that with you too. If they don't make good choices, they don't make good friends. All right. Remember, everybody is not going where you are going. It's not because they can't, because they don't have the ability or opportunities, but the reality is everybody is not going to take the same opportunities. You know, there's work that everybody has to do. And so just know that, all right? Hanging out with the right people is one of the keys, essential keys to confidence. So the third key is to invest your time well. Time is a currency. We all get the same amount of time. When we wake up in the morning, or when the clock strikes 12 a.m., midnight, the clock starts and we each get a currency of 24 hours in a day. But how we spend that currency of time is really up to us. And so when you look at people who are at the top of their game, I mean, we can pick any industry, whether it is someone like, Serena Williams in tennis, or, whoever your, you can pick them from every area, from entertainment to sports to academics to business, technology, go on and on. The people at the top of the game, guess what? The Beyoncés, the Oprahs, you just go on down, put in any name that you want. Guess what? They got the same 24 hours that you and I do. But what's the difference between them and us? The difference, I won't say between them and us. I say between them and other people, not you, but other people. The difference is how they invested their time. So when you look at documentaries of somebody, I'll just say like a Beyonce. I've seen videos of her as a little person, as a little something, honing her gift and dancing. And even before Destiny's Child, she was singing and dancing, and her dad was, just doing all that. And now fast forward, here we are. She put in the time, and we look at her now in her field. She's at the top of her game. You think about people in business, and their business may be something that we learn about, but we don't know the years of sacrifice and honing their gifts and study and being mentored and all of the schoolwork, all of the things that it took to get them to that point of success. So when it comes to confidence, one of the essential keys is being very mindful of how you invest your time. And there are two things that I want to say here. The first one is to beware of distractions, because there's a lot of noise out here, girls. There's a lot of things vying for your attention, okay? There's technology, and I'm not a hater of technology. We need technology. Technology is great. But even when it comes to technology, if you have a device, like I have a device, you have to ask yourself, am I controlling the technology, or is the technology controlling me? And what I mean by that, if you have never taken a fast from technology, if you've never logged off of social media, if you have never taken a day and just said, I'm not answering Instagram, Snapchat, emails, phone calls, not texting, whatever it is, if you do that on a regular basis, it can help you reset. And this is for the adults too, because there's some adults out here that can't do without their technology. If you are waking up in the morning and the first thing you are doing before your feet are on the ground is checking messages and things, your technology may be controlling you instead of you controlling your technology. So again, it's not a nick against technology, but it's how are you investing your time? When you think about your dreams, your visions, your goals in life, and you say, well, I can't do that. Why can't you? If you have time to veg out on Netflix or watch 20 back-to-back YouTube videos on XYZ, you have time to do something else that is important to you and your future. Try something new, because that's one of the ways, believe it or not, that we build our confidence is by trying new things. And it might sound like, well, that's weird. Why would you try something new that you don't know how to do? But it's through that experience of trial and trying out and finding out that you build your confidence. You get to know what you like, what you don't like, what worked, what didn't, what do I want to hone in a little bit more? You just never know what sparks will go off when you invest your time well. All right, so number 4, let's see, Dr. Gregory. Okay, I'm doing good on time. All right, so the 4th key, the essential key to confidence, is to try new things. And I kind of just went there. I kind of went there, but I'll just add to what I've already said. I want to encourage you to stretch yourself. Comfort is not our friend. I know there's nothing wrong with, getting comfortable. I love a cozy little place. I got my cozy clothes and my shoes and all of my, there's nothing wrong with getting cozy and comfortable, but living life in a posture of just being comfortable is not okay when it comes to building our confidence. So I want to challenge you today to begin to think of, how can I stretch myself? What can I learn new? Who can I meet that maybe is not in my friend group? How can I learn a new skill? I love documentaries. I love a good documentary, or, the History Channel. I learned a lot, just even this, well, that's a whole nother story. But anyway, get outside of your comfort zone and try something new. It might be as simple as, if you're a runner, if you like to take a walk around your neighborhood or your block, maybe you go a different direction with permission, of course. If you travel, if you drive the same way, or maybe you and your family or you and your friends, with permission, can venture out in a good way and explore. Okay. So try some new things. I like to say it like this: try out and find out. Okay. All right. Okay, I love this. Veronica says, it feels great to disconnect from technology. Yes, smelling the roses. I tell you, we need vitamin D, ladies. We got to get outside and get some fresh air. It's so important. So yes, getting into nature, getting outside. Listen, if they're going to call or text, they'll be there. I guarantee you, if it's important, they know how to get in touch with you. Okay, so the last key, essential key to confidence, is to embrace your uniqueness. And so I shared early on about some of the insecurities, some of the quirky things, some of the things that I considered to be flaws about myself growing up, wondering, why am I so tall? Why am I so thin? Why? We just go into a list of all of the things that we don't think are right. But I challenge you to begin to embrace the skin that you're in. Even now, at my age, I constantly am taking a deep dive into me and learning more about me, because guess what? Throughout time, my interests change, my mood, there's a lot of stuff that's changing, a whole lot of stuff that's changing. So I take time, and I encourage you to do the same. One of the things to embracing your uniqueness is being aware of comparison. And if there's anything I can leave you with when it comes to this, it's beware of the need to compare. Competing and comparing bind and restrict more people when it comes to their confidence thriving than ever before. And so I like to say it like this. I have incredible sister circle of people in my life. I'm so grateful for the women and young people that I'm connected with. But as I'm here celebrating my uniqueness, I can also celebrate the uniqueness and the beauty and the boldness and the brilliance of my sister. I don't have to be intimidated by her abilities or her skills. In fact, I can gain insight from her. I can be motivated. I can aspire to learn the things that she's learned while still embracing all of my uniqueness. So they say it often that women and girls can't get along, they can't get together, they're catty, they're messy, they're drama filled. If that is the people that you're around, listen, there are other people out there. So I encourage you, like we said before, do an assessment and make sure that not only you are celebrating and embracing your uniqueness, but you're surrounding yourself with other people who are doing the same. All right. So that concludes our 5 essential keys to confidence. So we're going to take a look at them real quick again. And I want you all to make sure you got them here. So the S, I want you to see this is an acronym. I don't know if you caught this, but it is an acronym for shine. So the S is stand up and stand out. The H is to hang out with like-minded people. The I is to invest your time well. The N to try new things. And the E to embrace your uniqueness. So with that said, ladies, I want to leave you with this. And this is, I want to read something really quick, Dr. Gregory, in this last couple of minutes left. This is something called the Confidence Creed that I wrote many years ago, and you can actually get a free copy and downloadable of this. But I want to read this. We can read it together. I'll read it out loud. You can read it in your head. But it says, and I actually brought my crown. I got a crown here. So I'm going to put my crown on as I read this. All right. It says, confidence is my crown, and I wear it well. To the old habits and thoughts that held me hostage, I say farewell. I'm caped with clarity, confidence, and courage as I rise to greet each day, not depending on myself, but on my faith to lead the way. So long to people pleasing and perfection, and adios to self-doubt. No longer will I seek to blend in because I've been called to stand out. As for competing and comparing, I have no time. I can fully celebrate others while knowing what's mine is mine. I've gotten a glimpse of my destiny and I realize the greatness within. Goodbye, procrastination and excuses. My light no longer will I dim. I inhale self-confidence and I exhale self-doubt. I'm no longer relying on others to define what I am about. I may not be perfect, but priceless I am, assured of my value and worth, and clear on where I stand. I'm predestined for a purpose and custom created with a plan, no longer haunted by what I can't do, but focused on what I can. Legacy is waiting for me to stand and claim what's mine. I rise with confidence. I stand with confidence. I speak with confidence. I shine. I place my confidence crown on, properly adjusted and secure. With wisdom, faith, and grace, I know there's nothing I cannot do. Today, I choose to shine with my head held up, not down. I will run boldly towards my destiny, clothed with confidence as my crown. So again, ladies, I invite you. We've got a brilliant boutique. We've got lots of cool stuff out there on the website, but most importantly, again, I thank you for your time and I invite you to get your freebies, including a copy of this Confidence Creed. We also have a confidence app that's available. It's called My Confidence Coach. It's on in the Apple Store as well as in the Google Play Store, so you can download that and find out all kinds of goodies so we can stay connected on this journey together. So, Dr. Gregory, I think I did it with 4 minutes left. Woo!
Yeah, just enough time for us to wrap up. I first want to say thank you for adding us
Yes.
to your stop with your whole shine. I love that acronym, that shine. So we're going to continue to shine brightly, as you told us, Dr. Steele.
Yeah.
We did actually have a question in the Q&A,
Awesome.
and this is the question. It is in that brokenness that your greatness is released. How do we encourage young girls to embrace their uniqueness when others isolate them because they are different?
That's a great question. And I think I wish I could say that it was easy, but I think even what you all are doing here at the Guyanese Girls Rock Foundation, creating a safe space for girls to know there's nothing more powerful than me too. Me too. And so when it comes to challenges, the reality is each one of our journeys is different. We all have obstacles, unfortunately, that we're going to face. But when you can share your truth transparently, I think about the number of people who suffer in silence, whether it is dealing with the day-to-day, traumas or dramas of life. But to know that there is help available, that there are people in your life, hopefully in addition to your parents, there is a village of people, starting with your mentors and leaders, your teachers, the people in your community who, like me, when I was young and I didn't see the value in me, there were people around me that saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. So I want to encourage you all, if you happen to be someone who is in a broken place, don't suffer alone. Ask for help, use your voice, and gain hope and insight from other people who have made it over. All right. I hope that kind of answers the question. I don't know. Any other questions?
No, that looks like that's it. And we want to just sincerely thank you from the bottom of our hearts
Yeah.
on behalf of the Guyanese Girls Rock Foundation and Young Women's Leadership Academy for just a phenomenal presentation. And we want you to shine on using your own words.
Yes. I sure should.
Thank
I
you.
shall. Thank you. Thank you so much, and continued success with the rest of your summit. Thank you again for having me. All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
Take care.